Good morning. Let's get TikTok. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good frosty morning. So I hope today's full moon in Leo. That's so funny because Leo is actually ruled by the sun, by something hot, by with this kind of weather. And so funny that it on the full moon in Leo, it's actually not hot at all. Now, but I guess a position in Aquarius did this part. So, anyways, today we're going to talk about how to live your year house by house. So I already did a video on how to program your year. So the 12 days after your birthday, including your birthday, you should do particular activities. So you kind of program the year ahead for those particular activities. Now I'm going to talk to you today about how to live every month. So ideally, you should pull out your natal chart while you listen to me, so I can kind of explain to you what you need to focus on. So why did I decide to do that? I was inspired by my conversation with my client. So I was telling her what she needs to focus during this month on what, and I was thinking I never did this kind of video, so maybe it would be useful to all of you. I actually I follow my rules. I always see what house. Well, I don't really look now because I remember, but I always look at what house is lit up right now, and I'm focusing on those particular areas of my life. You, even if you don't really focus on them, you still will be there will be a predominant themes in your life. Like for example, when the sun comes into your fifth house, at once you start feeling like enjoying yourself, doing nothing, having fun. Always with me like this every single time. As soon as the sun goes into my seventh house, right away the old all the new boyfriends start appearing. Like I want to suddenly be in a relationship. So, but if you will not fight it, if you will go with the flow, you will see how much more productive your year would be. If you would start focusing on money when it's a months for of your pleasure, or months maybe of your closer connections, it would be very hard to make money unless you're going to be making money through pleasure or through close connection. So I'm going to go through every month, but before I will go through them, I want to point out a few things, because here's the thing. Your natal chart is not always so you have 12 houses and there are 12 months in a year, and you would think that okay, every month correspond to a particular house. It's not like this, you see. And this is the mistake I guess a lot of people do when they listen to online astrologers and they tell them about the, like for example, everybody's talking about Neptune moving into Aries, and I did also. I will put that video in the description as well. And so since I'm Cancer rising, they keep on telling me, not me, but every Cancer rising, that it's going into my 10th house of career. But my 10th house of career started from middle of Pisces. So Neptune was in my 10th house of career for the last, I don't know, maybe 6 years already. So you see, it's important to know where your houses are, so you wouldn't be listening to some kind of predictions and feeling like, no, it doesn't really have to do nothing with me because the houses are off. So that's why I said it would be good if you would be looking at your natal chart right now. Now, if you don't have one, you can build one. The trick here, you need to know where you were born, probably you do that, and what time you were born. This is important because the houses, there is like 12 houses in the 24-hour day, and depending on when you were born in that particular day, the house, like your first house, will be in the particular sign. So like mine is in Cancer, my sun is in Scorpio, but my first house is in Cancer in the 15th degree. Now, well, how can you find out what time you were born? You need to precise time, like really to at least 15 minutes. So you can ask your parents. Your mom probably knows, I mean, significant kind of event, or your mom probably has a little kind of leather little thing that in the hospital they put on your hand, on your foot when you were born, and usually it has your weight, your height, and the date and the time of your birth. So you can look there for it. Now, if you don't have none of that, it's very hard. Now, then you need to go to professional astrologer, and based on the on significant events in your life, they will calculate. They will be able to calculate. It does cost money, though. It does. I know my time of birth. My time of birth is 8:50 p.m. But I did natal chart a long time ago with the professional astrologer, and she said that my time of birth was actually 8:48, based on the significant events of my life. Anyways, this is just something. So you need to build that natal chart. Without the time, you will not be able to see those houses. So the houses are important. The houses represent what area of your life right now is worked on. Now. Because the houses are not always the same size, so they are not always 30 degrees like every single month. Some houses could be 15 degrees, some could be 45 degrees. Like, for example, I have my first, second, and then seventh, eighth, third, and ninth houses are small. First and second, and the seventh and eighth is small. They're like 15 degrees each, or maybe even less. Now, on the other hand, my 12th, 6th, my 11th, and 5th houses are very wide. They're almost like 45 degrees. So, like, my 11th house goes from Aries all the way to Gemini. Just imagine. And my 12th house is going all the way from Gemini, the beginning of Gemini, all the way to the middle of Cancer. So those are wide. They're really wide. So you need to see. You see, like. I couldn't, like, Uranus right now is moving from Taurus to Gemini soon, hopefully in May. Well, not hopefully, I mean, it will move for sure. For me, it doesn't change much because it still will be in my 11th house. So it was the last 10 years there, and it still will be there for the next a few years. The difference is how I'm going to react and work on those themes. You see, it's still in my 11th house of society, but now it's going to be in Gemini, so it will be much easier. You see, the 11th house in Taurus is kind of closed. Gemini is more communicative, social. I will be more open to the society around me. Now, so you need to pay attention to that. Now, how do you know where is your houses? The natal chart usually is round like this, and you can see there is like 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see, and at the beginning of the house, there is a small number. That's a degree where it starts. So, for example, like I said, my first house starts Cancer, 15th degree. And like this, you can see how they go, and you can see where they start. So, for example, right now we're in Aquarius in my 8th house, but while all the planets will still be in Aquarius, my 8th house will finish, and the 9th house will start also in Aquarius, because my 8th house is second house and not too wide. So half of the Aquarius time, I'm going to be focusing on shared resources, on investments, and the second half I will be focusing on education, traveling, something like that. So, anyways, I hope I made it clear. Please do be mindful of that. Don't listen when somebody tells you, okay, so you're Cancer rising, so now the whole Aquarius is going to be around the subject of intimacy, shared resources, investment, something like that. It's not so. It's only if you have that 8th house. I knew a Cancer rising because 8th house was at the end of Capricorn, only was touching a couple of degrees in Aquarius. So again, you need to observe that. Do not listen to every single astrologer. Astrologers tell you generic information based on on full signs. So but I honestly never saw a natal chart where the signs would be as equally distributed. It doesn't happen that often. So, anyways, this is important before I will start, because then you will tell me, well, Anastasia, you told me to focus on money, but I don't want to focus on money. I want to focus on my style, because you're still in the first house, even though technically you're supposed to be in the second house. So this is the first thing. Now, why do I think you need to? Why do you need to look into the houses and live your life like this? Every year, kind of focus on the same things at particular times. I will explain to you, because when so the sun moves from one sign to another throughout the year. When the sun shines on something, that something is much brighter. It's like you getting this boost of energy from the outside. So for example, when the sun shines on the first house, that's the house of me. So I am suddenly become super attractive. Everybody wants to be next to me because the sun is shining on me, you see. So it's much easier for me to be liked by others when the sun goes through my first house. Now when the sun goes through my, I don't know, eighth house, I mean, people, it's not really about me. The sun shines on the different aspect of my life. Especially right now, there is a whole bunch of planets and they kind of go together from one sign to another. First they all go in Scorpio, now in Sagittarius, now Capricorn, now in Pluto, like six planets all together. So all those planets, they're shining on a particular aspect of your life. Now if I will, it's my eighth house now, if I will start suddenly wanting to have kids, but the sun and all the energy goes towards the house of shared resources, I mean, maybe it wouldn't be the best the best area of my life to focus. I need to focus on what the outside energy lights up for me, what it's already working on. And technically we usually tend to gravitate towards that field always. If you will notice yourself, like me for example, when it's fourth house, the house family, I always want to talk more to my family. I always want to kind of to do something with my house, always think about maybe I can add something, maybe I can buy candles. It's always, you always focus on those. But if you will fight it, and usually it comes off good, but if you will fight it, it's like you're fighting against the bigger force than you are, against the energy outside. So I hope it makes sense. Let me know if you have questions, but let's go through the houses and what you need to do throughout that month, right? Because it's mostly, well, at least half a month, but you still need to focus that whole half a month on that particular area. I don't say that you need to put on pause your whole life, but it would be good if in that particular time you can focus on that something, at least for a little bit. All right. So let's start with the, again, for everybody, that first house will be different. So maybe somebody will have first house in December. Maybe somebody like me, I have it in June, usually the end of June, the beginning of July. For somebody, it could be in Capricorn, so with the new year. So see whether your first house is. That's where you start. That's where your year starts, kind of. All right, so your first house corresponds to you. At that moment, the sun shines on you. You know, you become very likable, very magnetic. Seems like everybody just kind of wants to be around you, wants to give you. It seems like you are loved, you are liked. People flock to you. You know, you just like this bright kind of like the sun. You know, the sun is shining on you, so you become a little bit like a sun, and everybody wants to be under the rays of your warmth. This is I'm not a big fan of kind of attention, but I notice that every single time the sun moves into Cancer, and like a little later, while it's going through Cancer, suddenly I become like very much wanted, very much liked, very much everybody wants to do something with me. Everybody wants to talk to me. I get more clients. They kind of old clients reappear again and again because I'm lit up. The sun shines on my persona. Now, what is good to do in this time? So usually people at this time don't appreciate that much. So what they do, they just waste themselves on those people who reappear in their life, and they just spend time with them. They enjoy their company, and they don't reap any kind of rewards except for some attention. Now, what you need to do at this time, you need to make connections that will be profitable. You see, if in the first house, you will be able to make those connections. When the sun starts shining on the second house, you will be able to make money. I'm not talking only about material. So it's not only about money. It's about some kind of resources that you will be able to get. So for example, you're very liked in the first house, so you meet a guy, and in the second house, he suddenly starts being serious about you. So he starts maybe giving you presents, maybe giving you attention, more time, something like that. So this time needs to be productive, but it should be all about yourself. What would be good to do at this time? Change your style. You can do it, really. It would be amazing in the first house. This is the time when you really, really feel like in connect with yourself. Would be good to change something about yourself, maybe even change your wardrobe. I don't know, hire a personal stylist if you can to change all this. Maybe change your appearance a little bit, experiment with something. That would be really, really amazing in the first house. So that whole month, What else would be good? Because you're so liked, you should be more in public and kind of and make new acquaintances. When if somebody's inviting you somewhere, go. This is amazing. I mean, don't shut yourself in the apartment and just avoid people. That's not. Also, what would be good to have focus on yourself and not on others, because we're so popular during that first house sun. Usually people want us, and we, especially if we're people pleasers, we try to kind of to make everybody happy when it's wrong. Those people like us, so we need to make ourselves happy. Remember, this month or that how long it is for you, only for you. So you need to kind of to bank on being you. It's only happening once a year, so might as well really get the best of it, do the best out of it. So again, make connections, talk to others, change yourself. If you somehow want, you will have a lot of attention. Don't waste your energy on that attention, just because men are writing to you like every single June, they start writing to me, everybody suddenly misses me. And but again, if I will be getting to the drama and talking and wasting myself, my months will be just blah. But if I will really kind of bring those conversations to a different level. Who knows? Maybe by the next month, I will get some kind of results out of it. So this is what you do during the first months. Again, the first month is usually when you shine the brightest. This is the time when you get a lot of attention. I always thought that I get a lot of attention because it's summer and I feel so great and this and that, until I found out that it's not. It's only because it's my first house. It's the end of June actually, and the end of, well, the I think it's more the beginning of July, because I'm Cancer 15th degree. All right, so this is the first house. This is what you need to do. Now, the second house is the house of your personal resources, your personal money, your personal strengths, your personal energy. So ideally, you should come from the first house so energized with energy, with attention, with everything, that you need to ground all that and expand yourself with your own resources, so you suddenly became stronger. Your resources are stronger, your energy is stronger, because just now you got a lot of love and attention. This is the house of money, your personal money, so the money that you make. This is usually around this time I get a lot of clients that come back. So so they usually do in my first house, and then second house it continues. My second house, I usually make the most money throughout the year because of that, because people come, and you see, for me it's the middle of summer, so the end of July, the beginning of August, usually when I'm either on vacation or I'm when everybody wants to have fun, it's my second house. So I learned how to actually not fight it, but to dedicate some time to my clients, because I know it's only once a year. I can have a vacation any time of the year, but right now it would be good to focus on clients. So even if I'm on vacation, I still take consultations. I still take I do energy alignments, because I know that this is my month of making money. And again, my second house is is only like 15 degrees, so again, it's not the full month. So I do the best I can with it. So this is the second house. What you need to do, if you don't have clients, if you don't work like me for myself, then what you need to do, this would be a good time to think about the strategies, how you're going to get money. Maybe look for a job. Well, no, not looking. Well, okay, so yeah, not a bad month to start looking for a job. Would be also a good time to ask for promotion. Amazing time. Or to talk with your boss about potential increases, something. So it would be good. I noticed that I got all my increases, like really good increases in salary, when I used to work in corporate during this time. This is so funny, because usually people get like good increases at the end of the year after the review. But for me, it was always somehow in summer. Either I get a promotion or I get something, some kind of raise. Always was like this. So again, this is your money month. Do not waste it on something. You see, usually what happens after the first month, you're so kind of, you're talking to your friends, you're so social, and then the second month you're doing the same, like in the shadow already, but still you're trying to feel the same way. When it's done, enough with yourself. Focus on money right now. Right now the money is the sun is shining on your finances. Bank on it before it's too late. So this is the second house. Observe yourself, find your second house, and look and remember the years behind. Probably in that particular month, you probably were making the most money, or maybe you were getting the best clients or something like that. Now your thoughts should be on money too, because of that energy that comes and shines on that particular house. The thoughts that you think about that particular area of your life is actually materializes and manifested much faster. So during the second house, during the time while the sun is in the second house, think about money, manifest money in. This is the time to kind of really do my meditation, the money meditation. During the first house, it's good to do my meditations on pleasure, something to even emphasize even more your like kind of your persona. So this is what you'll do with them on the second house. Now the third house, again, look where your third house is. My second and my third house are both in Leo. So my third house starts in Leo and then finishes in Virgo. But again, you need to look where they both are. Now the third house is the house of communications, close relationship, friends, siblings, like really close colleagues. This is a good time to really bond with those people. And it happens to me that I usually spend it on vacation with my family often. And I'm so kind of, it just happens kind of naturally. Or with my friends, I spend a lot of time too. So you need to really look into this. So the sun shines on your closest connections. You could not be only focused on yourself. Now you need to kind of to expand in your close connections. If you notice during that time, a lot of your friends kind of appear, like they said, calling you, haven't spoke to you in forever or something. That's because the sun is shining on the third house, and you will want to communicate with people that are closest to you. You will want to bond with your siblings. You will want to kind of to be closer to your colleagues. Maybe you will want to talk, to hang out, and just connect with your friends more. So do that. It's a perfect month to work on your friendships, on your deeper connections with people who are close to you. You see. During this month, because it's kind of a communication month, you also can communicate to the people who follow you. So not some random public, but somebody who is consistently following you. Like for example, you're on Instagram and there is people who you kind of so you can express yourself, say something. They will listen. Not only they will listen, they will like your message. So this is a good time to kind of to speak up, to send the message. If you're a blogger or if you want to be a blogger, then do not sleep on this time. Like, be genuine, don't be generic, be genuine and speak about what is interesting to you, what you are working on right now, kind of to connect with people even more. Again, this is the close connection. It's not 11th house when you're connecting with the just crowd. It's connections with the people who are close, like me, for example. I have clients, I have people who I know who are not my clients, but they listen to me, and I know they kind of participate in the lives. They always ask questions. So they're close to me. It's not like they're some absolute strangers that I never spoke to. So these are the people that I'm talking about. You need to kind of to send a message to them. So, all right. So that's the third house. The fourth house is the house of family, of roots. The house of your home, wherever you live. This usually during this time, you will want to connect to your parents or grandparents. You will want to bond with them. You will start missing your mom, your father. You will want to talk to them more. You will want to even hang out with them. Find out where your fourth house is. Now, this is also a house when you want to bond with your own family. Maybe you have a husband, kids, so you want to also to bond with them, not just spend time, but to have this quality kind of family time. Also, it's the time when you want to improve your house, to do something, to add some kind of coziness. It's a good time to look for the house, a good time to buy a new house. Ideal, actually. You see, because the sun is shining on this area of your life. If you will buy a house during this time, I mean, unless there is something really bad, like Mercury retrograde or something, that house will come easy to you and will really stay with you and give you a lot of pleasure. Even if you will sell it, you probably will sell it in profit because you bought it in the right time. So it would be good time. It would be good time to connect with, again, your parents, your grandparents. Even maybe to study your family history would be good. To teach your kids your family history, or some kind of maybe your grandma was cooking something and you wanted to teach your kids to cook that something. It would be perfect. Your kids will be listening, because because for you right now, it's that it's the time when you're bonding the generations from before, with the future generations. So it would be very, very good. You will see your kids will want to kind of to study and to learn this information about your family. Now, amazing time. So it would be an amazing time to spend more time, more to put more effort into your family, whether it's your family or your new family. It would be better to spend time with the family than with complete strangers, or focusing on work or something. Even if you are super busy, do contribute some time to either your home or your house or your family, something like that. Again, find out what you want to do for your family, for your house, for your apartment. If you're looking for a place to live, that's ideal time to do it, and do it during this month, so the fourth month of the year. Now, the fifth month of the year, find out where it is. The fifth house, usually when the sun moves to your fifth house, and that happens to me all the time. At that moment, the same day, I don't want to do nothing. All I want to do is just lay and just enjoy myself. I want to eat sweets. I want to do nothing. I always notice this. Now, this is the house of pleasure, house of children, house of would be ideal to conceive a child if you are really like wanting to get pregnant. Would be good to create something. This is a house of creation. So if you forcing yourself to do something while the sun is shining on your fifth house, you're wasting your efforts. And I have a couple clients who throughout the years they try to kind of to do something productive. Never nothing productive comes out of it. Never. They force themselves, force and force, and at the end they just give up. So while you are in the fifth house, enjoy yourself, create, allow your mind to kind of to be around, to enjoy itself, to get some kind of ideas, some kind of creativity, would be an ideal time to flirt, to meet a man, to just enjoy yourself, to go out, do talk to men. Don't talk to them about anything serious. Just flirt. Just allow your femininity to flow while the sun shines on this month. For me, it's an interesting period because I also have my son in the fifth house. So it's really interesting, and it's in Scorpio, so it's supposed to be serious, but for me it's never serious because, again, it's my fifth house, so I'm just enjoying myself. And I usually get a lot of attention because my son is in the fifth house. And I know that unless I have Mars or Mercury in that same time going through Scorpio, usually for me it's absolutely unproductive. But I do get a lot of brilliant ideas, and I got a brilliant idea this past November. But again, there was Mars and Mercury was, so they were driving me nuts. But I got a really, really good idea. Maybe one day I will share it with you. So again, do not force yourself to do something in the fifth while the sun shines on your fifth house. Observe yourself. Your intuition is really strong now because of this particular house. You are like a child. You open to the portal. You open to the energy outside. If you allow yourself to be like a child, to enjoy yourself, you will get the downloads for the next year. Again, and then flirt, enjoy yourself. Would be a good time to kind of to get off your strict diet and enjoy yourself a little bit. Maybe eat something delicious or something. So anyways, this is the fifth house. Fifth house, the house of pleasure. Now the sixth house, on the other hand, is actually the house of strict scheduling, of health, of something, some kind of commitment. So, and while you are in the sixth house, you need to. This would be a good time to get into some new habits, so like for example, if you decide to go on a diet, the best time to go on a diet is while the sun is shining on your sixth house. I'm telling you, every time I started something, some kind of routine during this time, it always stuck with me. Now, when I would start some kind of routine during the other months, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty consistent. I could say I'm pretty diligent to what I want to do, but it was never as easy or as productive as it was when I started something on the sixth house. And for me, sixth house is in December, so usually people don't want to start nothing in December, but for me, this is when I should start, because that's when it becomes productive for me. So, anyways, would be good if you want to get a pet. Then you should do it in the while the sun goes through your sixth house. So with the pet, your health, you can check your health, like do some kind of maybe whole body scan or go through your doctors, check your, I don't know, your blood, your teeth, your whatever else would be ideal. Maybe even get some kind of new vitamins that you wanted to try or something else, some kind of supplements. Also during the sixth, while the sun is shining in the sixth house. So the sun shines on the area of your health, of your routine, of your everyday kind of task. So start something and continue doing it while the sun is shining it. So it will stick, it will be productive. You want to start going to the gym, do it during this time. Because you see, your mind is, after whole months of pleasure, is focused now on doing something productive. Your mind wants to do, the energy outside is helping you start something, do something. So it would be really good, if you will do something productive. And it's, you see how there is like gaps. First you're absolutely in pleasure, then suddenly you're a hardworking person. But that's how it's supposed to be. So the energy at the end balances itself. You're not always like, you're not only working hard and you're not only wasting yourself. Like, there is time for everything, time for pleasure, time for hard work. You just need to make sure that you're following that. Like the whole month of my fifth house is big. It starts in Libra, then Scorpio, and it finishes in Sagittarius. Like, it's really long, the whole November, half of October, half of December, like a really, really long fifth house. And I know I'm wasting this time. I know that it's my fifth house. It's fine. I know that now, once the sun moves into the sixth house, I will be really, really focusing on something. I know myself. I already observed it so many times. So before, I used to kind of to fight myself. Then I was like, well, this is my birthday month, so it's okay, I can do. Right now, I don't fight. I know that I'm just enjoying my time before the next chapter. And the next chapter will be routine, something that I would need to that I will want to work. You see, it's not that I would force myself, I will want. So I allow myself to go through these stages with the sun. The sun moves, I move. So the sixth house, if you want to start some kind of routine, some kind of new habit, get a pet, check your health, any of this, or work, just if you want to be productive at your work or at your business, ideal. This is in while the sun shines on your sixth house, ideal. So do that. You should always do the bulk of hard work while the sun goes through your sixth house. It's always, for me, it's December and part of January always works. For everybody, this is the New Year kind of holidays. But for me, I am usually productive. Yes, the holidays disrupt me a little bit. I wouldn't lie, but I bounce back. It's easy for me. All right. So the next house is the seventh house. Seventh house is the house of relationships, serious relationships. So this is not flirting. Like in the fifth house, it's the relationship. Now, the sun shines on your partnership, on your relationship. So if you want to build some kind of relationship, if you're inspired to get married, if you're inspired to have at least like a steady relationship, this is the time when you should really focus on that. Now, it's not only about flirting, it's about like the determined kind of dating, like you're dating with the reason. And if you will start dating, if you will meet somebody and start dating during this time, it probably will be a relationship that will last. Like, really, I actually went through quite a few of my relationships, and I realized that most of those like serious relationships, like men who stayed in my life for some time, were the ones that I met during Capricorn season, so in winter, during my seventh house. So if you want to, this would be ideal time to go on dating sites, to start talking to men. You will be favored. You see, what's the point of talking to somebody while it's the sixth house? You will have a relationship that you need to work hard on. Doesn't make no sense. So start talking to men when it's your seventh house. I usually tell my clients, get yourself a dating app. Have an application on your dating app during this time, and start talking. Like, really be open to that. I understand that maybe you want to focus on other areas, but right now this is the area. If you are married or if you have a man, this would be good time to spend time with him. Like, really, maybe you can go on vacation together, or maybe you can just bond together. I'm not sure. Like, maybe you can do certain things together, like, oh, bring it to the next level. Do that. Spend more time with your man during this time. Now, if you're absolutely not dating, you don't want to do it, it's serious partnership. So maybe you have partners in business or something. This is also good time to kind of to make those relationships even stronger. So it's always about some kind of serious partnerships. Usually these are relationships, but maybe like an intimate relationship. But maybe if you have like a partner that you've been working with for some time, it would be good to also to maybe to clear up certain things and make it even better and stronger. All right. So the next house is eighth house. The eighth house. So you see, until the seventh house, these are our personal kind of houses. This is after the seventh house. These are more social kind of houses, but they're still very important because we are not living on our own, right? We're also part of society, and if we want to be successful in this society, we need to expand. We need to look outside ourselves. So these are usually the houses that are, some people say, not as important. I would argue they are as important because they make you whole. So the next house is the house of the eighth house. Now, eighth house is the money house, also resources. But this is a house of also, these are not your personal money. These are your shared money. So if you want to, what you can do in this during this time, you can do investments. Would be perfect if you ever wanted to do some kind of investments. Do them while the sun is shining on your eighth house. Now, this is also a house of like legal matters, but so if you have problems with somebody, you can solve them during this time. If you like, you might get some kind of inheritance, or maybe win a lot, or so these are shared. So money that comes from something. Maybe maybe you went to the store and they sold you something bad, like a bad vacuum. So this would be a good time to go and well, they will exchange it for you. But if something that's hard to exchange, if you will go during this time and return, you will get the money back. So this is this time. Now, again, it's also the house of shared resources. So if you're married, or if you have somebody who provides for you, it would be a good time to maybe to kind of sit down and talk about this. Maybe have some kind of different plans. Maybe you were getting every month $1,000 for your personal kind of things. Now you can negotiate to a larger amount. This would be perfect time. So again, it's shared resources, not your personal resources, it's shared resources. So work with that during this particular time. Now, the ninth house is the house of expanding, of traveling, education, something. So when the sun shines on your ninth house, it would be really, really good to start some kind of course, some kind of maybe education. It will go really smooth. You see, it's so funny because I started my associate and bachelor's in February, and then I started my master's in August. So you see, the third house of communication, the ninth house of education. Anyways, but this would be a good time to start. If you ever thought about, oh, I need to start learning something new, or I need to start some kind of course, wait until the sun shines on your ninth house and start it then. You will see. You will be super excited. You will really like what you're studying, and you really will enjoy this. And that's something that you will learn will really bring you some kind of results. Maybe just for your own pleasure, like like maybe you're somebody like me likes history, so I really enjoy. And during the ninth house, I'm like, yeah, getting deeper and deeper into this. Was something else like energy I also like, so I always study during this time. Or this would be a good time to return to something that you already started. So maybe you started a course on bookkeeping, and then you put it aside, and now you kind of you revisit it. You're feeling like you're drawn to something, like you feel like you want to start. It would be very good to get back. Would be very good to start some kind of mentorship, or learning something new, starting maybe a new language, starting some kind of new activity. So something new, amazing to travel, amazing. The month is just perfect. It's like your mind is so open to anything new that no matter where you will go, you will be just super open and super optimistic about everything. This is a good month to travel, good month to plan traveling as well. Probably will get like the best deals, and everything will be just smooth. Now, this is during the ninth month. So the ninth house is, again, it's about your expansion of you. I don't know what you're expanding yourself in, but it's about getting some knowledge into your aura, getting something new. So whether you will do it through traveling, or through educating something, through learning something, educating yourself, or maybe through reading books, I'm not sure, but you will feel this urge to learn something new. Go with that urge, go and study, and maybe during this time you can study something useful that can benefit you in the future, money wise. So maybe you can start a new course that will be, or maybe you can start some kind of new program, some IT program that will benefit you, and maybe it will make you more money. Okay, so this is what you do. And so the 10th house is the house of career, of status, the house of your job. So during this time, it would be ideal to revisit um, the conditions of your employment. If you are employed, it would be very good. Remember, the sun is shining onto your career. So this is a good time to change something that you don't like. You see, if you would do this during the, like, let's say the fifth house, when it's the house of pleasure and creativity, you wouldn't get nothing, no results. It would be empty. So what's the point? Now on the 10th, when it's 10th house, it's the ideal time to kind of to revisit, to talk to your boss, and maybe share your ideas, share your desires. Maybe you want to be promoted. Ask what needs to be done for you to be promoted. What is the plan for you? Stuff like that. Ask for future promotions. Like build that grounding for the future. So when the sun will shine in the second house, you will get that promotion. So this is a good time to look for other jobs. Good time to change jobs. I remember myself. My 10th house starts in February, ends in I think almost in the end of April. So these 2 months, I always had this kind of urge to look for a job, always, to change the job, to start looking for something different, to talk to my bosses. So to do, I don't know, I always had this kind of itch, and I would go on I would go on different kind of interviews. I will talk, and then it would just fell off, like I'm not interested no more. This was so funny. So if you're really determined to change job, change it during that month, because after that it already will not be as needed for your own kind of mind, and for your own development. So 10th house, remember, house of status, stars of career. Now, if you're not working, let's imagine you're just a stay-at-home mom. Again, it's still about your status. So might be your husband will change, his status will change, or maybe he will suddenly propose to you if he's not a husband. Would be a good time to get married. And well, if you are planning wedding, then maybe the 10th house would be a good time to get married, especially if your 10th house is in Taurus or in Cancer. Would be just ideal to get married during that time. Again, this is about your status, about your position, about your job, wherever you are in life. If you're self-employed, maybe your company will change. Maybe you will get more recognition from your clients. So stuff like that would be a good time to actually, if this is your company, would be a good time to work on not presenting yourself, but more like letting people know about you, your clients, your existing clients. So it would be good. All right. So the 11th house is the house of society around you, of your presentation in that society. So during this time, what would be good is to really let everybody know about you. It's good time for publicity, wide publicity. So not like in the third house when you advertise yourself in a close kind of a circle of people. But this is a good time to advertise yourself on the biggest scale. So if you want to be a blogger, also good time to start like sending the message to the masses, to like really to talking to people who you don't know, creating this community around yourself again during the 11th month, so it would be people will listen to you. You will uh, they will listen to your message. They will allow you to be that leader in the site. Again, you can become a leader, or you can just sit at home all day and not become nothing. And it has nothing to do with your personality. Like, for example, maybe you want to do a website for your business. Do it and launch it during this month, or make yourself a new resume, or make yourself a new social page, like maybe on LinkedIn or on Instagram or wherever else people are doing. So do something like that, a Facebook group that you wanted to do it during this time. It's really good. If you are not into social media at all, it's a good time to connect to people in your community. So maybe you can start volunteering suddenly, or maybe you want to expand your business, so you sponsor certain events, through your business, so people will know about your business, and you do it through like maybe chamber of commerce or some kind of events that are happening locally. Would be amazing. If you are not a business owner, it's still a good time to shine on a bigger kind of scale. So if you are like employed, maybe you can ask about an opportunity to be a speaker at some kind of event, or take extra responsibilities to do something for the company. So you want to expand. You want to be known in the community you're present right now. And that community will embrace it if you will do it during this time when the sun is shining on your 11th house. Now, this is a time, this is like active time. You need to be active. You can't spend this whole month hiding under the blanket. You need to be seen, somehow seen. Even if you are just socializing with your neighbors, let your neighbors be seen. They will look at you a little bit differently. They will maybe listen to you. Your word will have some kind of meaning to them. They will maybe respect you more, maybe listen to you more. So like that. So this is about the 11th house, and the 12th house is the last house before the first house, before the sun shines on you. So that 12th house is the shadow house. This is when you are in shadow, and usually people, when it's that 12th house, usually a lot of people become depressed. Why? Because the sun, how they say, it's always the darkest before dawn. So this is exactly what's happening. People feel depressed, feel like nobody noticed them, feel like everything goes against them, like something is off always. And then the first house comes in and hop, you're blooming again like this. I actually, long before, so I always liked astrology a little bit, but never really got this deep. And I have this friend, and we went for a walk, and so her birthday is in December, so she's a Sagittarius. But it's so funny because her first house starts in November. And so she says, we went for a walk. I didn't know none of this about her. I knew her birthday is in December, but that's pretty much it. And she said, every single October, I'm feeling like this, like always feeling down. Always. So her first house doesn't start November 1st, starts like November, like almost till the end of November. And she's like, every October, every November, it's like this. And she told me it's because of my birthday, because the time before my birthday, I'm always feeling down. And it's not so. It's because it was her 12th house. So, and she said, I noticed it throughout the years. All during these 2 months, I always feel down. It was interesting for me. And I started also noticing, but you see, my birthday is in November. I never feel depressed in October, never. Never feel, because it's my fifth house. I feel very, very good, very bright, very amazing. Now, on the other hand, I do feel during the end of May and June, I feel kind of like a little bit, even though it's summer, it's the start of, still spring, summer, everything seems to be blooming. I feel a little like not wanting to communicate, wanting to be more by myself, not wanting to have any kind of plans like this. And this is the perfect time for that. So what you need to do during this time, you need to reflect on yourself. So I put over here, 12th house is usually the darkest and the deepest. This is when you're getting easily depressed. This is a month to reflect on your year. Avoid kind of excessive social contacts, avoid too many people around yourself. Focus more on your inner kind of being, do meditations. Would be good at this time to work with a mentor or somebody who can really go into that depths with you, who can help you face those challenges, face the fears. You need to face them before you will start shining again. You can't just hop through good time, bad time, good time, bad time. You need to, while the time is not so good, you need to get those fears, the reasons for your anxiety, for your worry, and heal it. You need to do something about it. So then, when the sun starts shining on you, you will be even better. You will be healed. You will be able to start the year differently. So this would be really, really good time to work with somebody, with a mentor, with a therapist, with whoever you work in there. Even with an astrology, if you want to do a next natal chart, the astrologers, they just only give you the facts, so it's kind of hard. But you need somebody who can dive with you into that depths of doubts and kind of bring you back up to the surface. If you could not really afford to or don't want to work throughout the year, at least that one month you should really invest into looking into yourself, because that's the month when there is no light on you. You are by yourself in the darkness, lost, and you don't know. You feel where you're depressed and you don't know what is happening. Why am I so down? You want this to stop, but in those moments when you want this kind of darkness to disappear, is actually when you need to look into why the darkness scares you. What is it that scares you? What is there that makes you so uncomfortable? When we feel great, we never really think about what makes us uncomfortable. So this is the month to find out what is it that makes us uncomfortable, bring it up, and heal it. And so the next month, again, the sun shines in the first house. Again, you're all amazing, and your year starts good. So 12th house, again, I understand you all. My 12th house is big, really wide. I think it's 45 degrees or so, really wide. So I understand. For me, it's almost 2 months of going through that. So I understand how it is. It's not easy, but you know what? It needs to be done. It needs to be done. It's like suddenly you are face to face with everything that scares you. Your insecurities, your fears, all this kind of your nightmares. At this time, you might have real deep dreams, almost too vivid dreams, and this is the time when you need to kind of to allow it to surface and face it. Face your fear and your doubts and everything. You will see, if you will do the job good, you will see how much brighter your first house will shine. So again, since I started looking at it differently, my 12th house time became much more productive, much more. It's not only the time okay, for me it's the end of May, June. No, I think June, July. And you see, it's summer. You need to be happy. And for me, it's I don't want to see nobody. I'm almost like a hermit at this time. Right now, I understand why it's happening, and I allow myself to be that hermit. So I obviously, it's summer, so I enjoy myself. I see my friends. I enjoy my time outside, but I also allow time to reflect, to meditate, to work maybe deeper with myself, to look into what is it that bothers me. All right, that's it. I hope I made it clear. ask questions if you have. Now, again, do you need to live like this? Do you need to follow every single month? No, you don't. You can live as you want to live. But if you want to be productive, like me, I'm uh, I'm lazy, like that. I don't want to do something that doesn't bring me results. So I would rather wait a couple months until it's a good time for to do something, unless it's a pressing matter, and then do that. Then rush into something that won't bring any kind of results. And that's it. So you try to live like this only like 1 or 2 years, and you will see you will get used to this. Like me, I already know my pattern. Throughout the whole year I know how it goes. I know that the beginning of Capricorn is my sixth, seventh house, so I'm usually focusing on my everyday activities, even though it's holidays, and then it's always relationships, so dating here and there, men appearing from everywhere. So it's something serious usually. And then I have the eighth house. So I'm going starting from January, and then I'm going through eighth house. That's usually investment, taxes. Here you go with this during this time. Then the ninth house, I start planning to travel. Before, when I used to travel less, I used to during the ninth house. I used to plan my summer vacations. I always wanted to go somewhere. I used to go on a cruise during that time. So always some kind of travel planning, traveling. And then the 10th house, always looking for job. I don't know, just always some kind of focus on some status and something. So, and then 11th house, shining in where I am in my job or in my community. Then the 12th house, kind of depressed. And then the first house again, I'm shining and shining. And the second house, money, and this just like this all around. So I already know myself. It doesn't bother me. I don't beat myself up if I don't do if I'm not very productive during particular times. I know what's happening, so I'm not going to. I love myself like that. So if I'm not productive during the fifth house, during the sun going through my fifth house, I don't care. I know that I will become productive once it will move into sixth house, and then I will be seriously productive. So I just allow myself to enjoy what there is. Unless there is really something that I need to do, I wouldn't even be pushing myself. Now, a few things to remember. As I said in the beginning, remember that your houses do not correspond to the signs. Hardly ever it's like this. Your first house starts at the first degree of, let's say, Leo, and then the second house starts at the first degree of Virgo. Hardly ever. I haven't seen it. Usually the houses distribute according to, well, I don't know, according to what they distribute, but the wider the house, the more you need to work on that area. So for me, I guess it's fifth, sixth, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then 12, 11, 10. So those areas I need to work the most, I guess. The first and second, seventh and eighth, the relationship and the money, I don't need to work that much. This is what it is, but you need to see, because somebody will tell you, will listen to one of those astrologers online, and they will tell you, okay, so the sun is moving into your second house. You need to focus on money, and it's not really in your second house. It's already your third house, or maybe it's still your first house. So what's the point of you focusing on your money if the sun is still shining on your first house? It's be mindful of that. Look at your natal chart. Astrologers give the basic general information for the whole crowd, for everybody. You need to put it to yourself. Like sometimes I listen to what they predict for the Geminis, because my houses are a little off like this. So sometimes when they talk about particular house, I know that it's not happening for me yet. So I listen to Geminis because this is where my house is, where the Geminis are supposed to be. Again, be mindful. So look, what you should do, you look at your natal chart. You see, okay, for me in this particular degree, it's my third house. So I'm going to listen to what they will say about the third house, not about the fourth houses for Cancers. As I said, everybody's telling right now about Neptune, and about Neptune moving into your 10th house. And I know it's been in my 10th house for the last 6 years, so nothing new for me there. And the same with Uranus. They say that it's moving to your 12th house. I mean, Yeah, not right now, not for me. So be mindful about that. This is important because you will frustrate yourself. You will be like, okay, Anastasia told me it's my relationship house, but I'm still wanting to improve my house, because maybe you're still in your sixth house. Maybe the sun is still shining in your sixth house. Check your natal chart. Now, if you have difficulties to look at your natal chart, you can send it to me. I will tell you what exactly to look at. You can do a natal chart online. They're free. Doesn't really, it's free. Anybody can do it. Doesn't cost anything. The only thing, as I said, you need to know the place and the time of your birth. This is important. The time of your birth is very important, because a little bit off, and you might be in a completely different. You will have a completely different ascendant. Remember, in 24 hours of a day, it moves 12, all 12 signs. It moves through all 12 signs. So who knows? You might think that you were born at 1 p.m. and you were born at 2 p.m. And so now your rising is not Aquarius, let's say your rising is in Pisces. So this is important. Now, again, if you don't know your time, if something maybe just you just don't know, then like a really good professional astrologer, not everybody, but I knew some astrologers who really will go through the trouble. You will tell them the most significant events in your life, and they will be able to figure out what time you were born. Like significant events, like maybe your marriage, or when you moved somewhere, if you moved, like me, for me it was, or maybe if you lost somebody in your family very early, that's also would help. All right. I hope I motivated you. I hope you will try to do it. As you know me, I'm very focused on results. I don't like just some kind of I don't like just to do something just to keep myself busy. I like results. I could be I would rather spend I would rather not do nothing than do something that will not bring results, like that. So I am always looking for productive times, more productive, how to be the most productive with the least amount of effort in the least amount of time. Laziness, it will make you this kind of creative. Um, like they say, the talent grows in laziness. There you go. It's me. So and I noticed that this is how it works. So why not you also do the same thing? Why not to follow the pattern that's already laid out for you? The sun goes through one sign to another, like this, goes through all your houses. Just jump in. As soon as the sun is in your first house, okay, here you go, shine bright, and then go into everybody, get attention. Here you are the celebrity now, get that attention. But remember, that's only for a short period of time, 1 month, or maybe bigger in your case, or maybe smaller, like in my case. You're shining, you're a celebrity only for that month. Enjoy that time. Once it moved into your sixth house, the sixth house of hard work hard. Whatever you needed to do, accomplish all that. You need to clean out your house, do that. Perfect time. You will do it with huge enthusiasm. Usually during the sixth house, I have an urge to clean emails, to clean my pictures, to do all this kind of routine stuff that I don't usually want to do, or to throw out a lot of clothes, to go through my closet, like this. Now, once the sun moved into your, let's say, ninth house, okay, time to plan traveling, time to kind of to look into destinations, time to check the hotels, the tickets. And just like this, and throughout the year, you will see how much easier it will be for you to plan anything, and to not only to plan, but how much more productive those activities will be. You are not just wasting time for nothing. Those efforts will pay off. You see, even when you are in the first house, you only shining. You see, here's the thing: in the first house, you are celebrity. The sun shines on you. You should be really proud of yourself. People tell you, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, I love your hair. Oh my God, I love your dress. This and that. Oh my God, like you changed so much since I last saw you." And you're like, "Yes, I am. Here you are." Now, if you will start trying to hide from that attention, that's bad. That's what you shouldn't do, because now you accepting that attention, you accepting the sun on yourself. Um, it's bringing you up somewhere, it gives you energy. It will benefit you somehow in the future, maybe when the sun will move to the second or third house. If you will avoid all that, and you will be like, oh my God, why everybody's paying attention to me? I don't want to talk to nobody. This is bad. So again, enjoy the sun movements through your houses. Be productive while you should be. Do not regret, like my second and eighth house are small. These are the money houses. You would want them to be bigger, kind of. But okay, it is what it is. So while as I said, my second house is during summer, when usually people take vacations, when everybody is out, but I make the most money during this time. So I could not really just put my put my second house on pause. Would be very strange, it happens once a year. I could not really do that. So I usually, at least if I'm not working with somebody, at least I'm making future plans to work with them. Like I had this client, it was so strange. She was on vacation, heard my video on YouTube somewhere, and she wrote to me. She's like, I'm really on vacation, but I do want to start working with you when I will come back in September. And I'm like, sure. I thought it will be just it. The conversation will die. Like some people, they get really inspired with something and then they forget. And then no, she wrote to me in September, and we were working for a few months together like that. So again, do not waste the months. Do not waste that time that's given to you. Use it as much as you can. Do not hide from nothing during that time. If the sun's shining in your seventh house and you're like, I don't want to date nobody, I don't want to talk to men, I don't even want to get any kind of, what are you doing? I mean, this is stupid. Like, use the time, use the time to, or at least use the time to heal your relationship with men. If it's that bad, if you really hurt and you don't want to talk to nobody, at least maybe do some kind of meditations, work with maybe somebody, a mentor or somebody who can help you heal, because you could not. Partnership is just part of our lives. You can't avoid it. And I know I've been there when I was super hurt and I didn't want to even hear about men. I would avoid them even in the elevator. But it's not right. The sun is shining on partnerships. Let me heal that trauma that I have about partnerships, like that. All right. So I hope it makes sense. Try it. See how it is. Right now, find out where your what house is Aquarius in, and try to live it according to your plan, according to your natal chart, and see how much more productive and enjoyable it would be, and let me know. Again, for everybody it will be a different house. For me it's eighth, for somebody might be second, for somebody might be third. Find what it is for you, and live it accordingly. Do not push yourself to be something that you are not. Do not go against the energy that is bigger than your own. Why not to follow the flow? Follow the the wave. It's much easier to kind of to go with the wave than to fight against the wave. So I'm all for it. And see and let me know whether it would be productive or not. All right, that's it. Let me glance through. Some people were writing here. I think this was just the guy flirting with me. Blah blah. Okay, I don't think there is anything useful. All right, if there are no questions, then I would want to wish you a good Sunday. Stay warm. As you can see, I'm wearing a warm cashmere dress. But it's okay. It's only for a couple of days. I'm sure it will be. We will appreciate the warmth much more. Remember that today the moon will. Well, it's already, I think, moved. No, not yet. Will move into Leo. It's full moon. Full moon will be a little later in the evening. So stay cool and sane. Full moon is in Leo. Leo is all about individuality, but it's opposing 6 planets in Aquarius. Aquarius is about society. It's about Aquarius is about what is good for the society. Leo is about what is good for me. So don't go against the society during this full moon. You will not win because even though the moon is in Leo, there is a whole bunch of planets in Aquarius, including Pluto. So do not fight, do not go against social kind of standards and everything. You wouldn't win. Fight when all those planets will be in Leo. So stay cool. Do not keep your ego in check. Don't let it don't let it drown you. And in couple days, the energy will come down a little bit. Yeah, that's it. All right, that's it. Bye, TikTok. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. And thank you, YouTube. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your Sunday. If you have any ideas for the future topics, let me know. I have a couple, but who knows? Maybe this was a good topic, and I'm happy that I kind of came to my mind while I was doing the consultation. But if you have something that you are interested, that you want to talk about, let me know. I will think about this and maybe make something out of it as well. All right, that's it. Enjoy your day. Observe, make your natal chart and see where your houses are, and try to live this month. Well, you see, this is already like half month, but still, try to live it according to the house that it's in, and see how it will change. See at the results. See at the productivity. All right. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye, everybody.